Good Thursday morning. You found us here in the Weather Desk. I'm meteorologist Craig Moeller. We're broadcasting from the 13 News Now studios, serving Hampton Roads. That's Southeast Virginia and Northeast North Carolina. With the Weather Desk, we cover weather all across the country, sometimes around the world, even space and climate-related stories, science-related stories. We've got a bunch to cover today. Let's get to our headlines. Today, we're going to start off with a look at the tropics and the severe weather outlook. They're kind of tied together because we had Arthur form yesterday. I'll show you what's left of that system, but that's also touching off not only some flooding rain, but potential for some tornadoes down across parts of the deep south. So we'll get into that. We'll show you that. And we're going to talk about the severe weather, the tornadoes that erupted across portions of Illinois, Indiana. Ohio had a rough overnight along with portions of Kentucky. We'll show you where the storms are tracking this morning and what's next with our severe weather outlook as we look forward to the afternoon and evening. We also have a heat advisory for Hampton Roads and areas down to the south. Now we're looking at temperatures today around 99. I've been talking about a weather impact alert for the region this afternoon, and we've reached this situation now with the heat index expected to climb up to about 105. That's going to take a toll, but not only on humans, it can also take a toll on pets. My colleague Hunter Forst has a story on that. We're going to talk about a shark sighting. Now, you remember yesterday we talked about tracking a loggerhead, and there was a great white that we were looking at out there. Well, there was another one that was actually videotaped around some fishermen out by the wind turbines, the offshore wind project that's going on. They were out fishing around that and they saw this thing. The video's awesome, and it does remind you, wow, they're out there. So we do want to give you some more information on that. We'll let you know where the sharks are headed. We're also going to take a look at the possibility of storms this evening for Hampton Roads. Some more wet weather tomorrow, setting up another weather impact alert because of the Harbor Fest weekend. We also have the Point Break Music Festival at the oceanfront, Sail250. So many big events starting tomorrow and through the weekend. We'll get you set up for that weather-wise as well. We're going to start off, though, by taking a look at the tropics. And, you know, when we get into this, I want to show you down along the Texas coast, we were tracking this area of low pressure. Remember, we talked about it yesterday. It was PTC-1. Potential Tropical Cyclone 1. And I talked about it, you know, it was classified as such because it was so close to the Texas coastline. The Hurricane Center said, you know, we got to give folks a heads up that they could see tropical storm force conditions, and there were actually warnings posted for the Louisiana coast, watches out for the Texas coastline. Well, that PTC, potential tropical cyclone, became Tropical Storm Arthur yesterday. But almost as quickly as it developed and was classified as such late yesterday morning, it was diminished as the centers back out over land. And the rain was actually a little bit to the east of it, some of the heaviest rain. We'll show you where that is now, but this is no longer a tropical storm. It's now post-tropical. And the last advisory the Hurricane Center did was at 11 o'clock last night. So just wanted to show you how that deep moisture here was moving along and then back up, a lot of that heavy rain into Louisiana. And now you can see this thing is moving over land, the heaviest rain there, still pockets of it, maybe triggering some flooding up that way. It has been a big problem there along the coast, and there is more heavy rain to come. You can see Monroeville picking up more than 9 inches of rain potentially. Montgomery, 6 to 9 inches. Some heavy rain back around Albany. Mobile getting 2 to 4 inches. More rain coming into this part of the country. I will update you on the drought situation. Remember, these areas were in exceptional drought. Well, they've made a big dent into that, and they're actually doing a lot better. And now there's heavier rain coming into that region. So it's going to be really interesting to see just how much they get. Now, this was only part of the severe weather outlook yesterday, and we're going to start off again taking a look at what has occurred. Remember, Arthur yesterday formed, but it's already been downgraded. Now, the system may have weakened, but this system has brought days of flooding rain along the Gulf Coast, and Reed Binion has a look at the damage from that and a tornado outbreak in the Midwest.
You still got some time today to whatever, groceries or medicines, whatever you need to do.
Communities in Louisiana already hit by flooding, bracing for even more rain.
It's hopefully none of me or none of my neighbors can encounter any water in the house. I get nervous and jittery, I do.
Those concerns coming amid the first named storm of the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season. Tropical Storm Arthur formed just off the coast of Texas Wednesday night before weakening and being downgraded to a post-tropical cyclone. Heavy rainfall fueled by tropical moisture left its mark even before Arthur formed. At least 2 people have died in flooding in Texas so far this week, and the flood threat is expected to continue into the south through Friday. There has been high water in parts of the Midwest as well, including heavy rain and flash flooding in Illinois. That state also seeing tornado activity. A destructive twister tore through Effingham County, damaging structures and lobbing debris for more than 20 miles. Also in Illinois, there was a freight train derailment that police say was apparently caused by powerful straight-line winds, although the cause is still under investigation. The severe storm outbreak across the Midwest Wednesday included a hurricane-force wind gust of 94 miles per hour in Iowa, as well as more reported tornadoes in parts of Iowa, Indiana, and Wisconsin. To the south, another possible tornado caught on camera in Alabama. I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Lot going on across the country. Now, a couple quick notes. Aside from what was Tropical Storm Arthur, there's no additional tropical development anticipated right now in the next 7 days for the Atlantic Basin or the Pacific. So those areas are pretty quiet. I do want to focus on the severe weather outlook, and you can see right now, just out to our west, we have a thunderstorm watch, which is just out to the west of Farmville, South Boston, Lynchburg, included in that watch. We'll expand the view here, and I want to show you the radar and get into some of these areas dealing with the severe weather. So let me zoom back in, and you can see, first of all, this watch here, and I'll give you some details. The one around Roanoke, that is through noon today. So that one's going. Most of the tornado watch that was posted earlier back across portions of Kentucky and into West Virginia, much of that has already been pared down, but through 11 o'clock, there are still some areas that are under that. That includes some of the different folks here around Charleston, Huntington, Lexington, and Richmond in West Virginia, back into Kentucky as well. So we're looking at that 1.2, almost 1.3 million people under that tornado watch. A lot of active weather out there to the west. Now, that's what's happening right there. In addition, we have down to the south a tornado watch down associated with what was Arthur. So as we get back down, I want to zoom in and take a look. A couple of tornado warnings there that you can see. One there just out to the west of Biloxi. Let's put a quick tracker on that so we can show you some of the information. Again, that tornado warning until 9:45 Eastern, and there's one around Wiggins there in Perry and Stone County. Not a lot of people affected, 5,000, but that one will run until 9:45. So we are watching these areas again. Pretty scary when you have these landfalling systems. Looks like maybe a new tornado warning. Let's see what this one is just off to the north there. That one until 9:30. So it's been around. That whole line, they were suspicious of some circulation there. So that's what's happening in terms of the active severe storms. This is all going to spread eastward, and you can see for our area, as that cold front gets closer, we're going to be monitoring showers and storms over the western parts of our area. Now, the severe weather outlook for today, you can see we do have a level 2 or slight risk. So you can see that's out there. As far as the tornado potential, it does exist for central and western parts of Virginia into southern West Virginia and eastern Kentucky. Norfolk, Hampton Roads, our immediate 13 News Now area, not included in that. Better chances for more tornadoes down to the deep south. I showed you the radar on that. And there's also a chance for parts of upstate New York. We could see maybe some hail with a few of the storms this evening, especially north and west. And then winds will be the greater concern. All right, we're going to take a live look outside. Hampton Roads is under a weather impact alert due to dangerous heat and humidity. We'll time out the impacts for you. Plus, pet owners need to be extra cautious when temperatures climb this high. Next, what you can do to keep your animals safe this summer. right, we do have a weather impact alert for Hampton Roads due to a lot of heat and higher humidity. And then tomorrow we actually have another weather impact alert because the rain and potential storms impacting some of the events going on this weekend with Harborfest and Sail250. Let's focus on the heat, what you need to know about this. Temperatures getting close to our record high 99, which has been around since 1944, long-standing record there. It's going to feel like it's close to 105. It's been about 6 years since the last time we reached 100 degrees. So if we get higher than that forecast high of 99, it'll be the warmest it's been in a handful of years for us here in Hampton Roads. You have to find ways to beat the heat this afternoon. And I want to show you, again, the heat advisory is for the peninsula, the south side Hampton Roads, including Surrey and Sussex, out towards I-95. And then for eastern North Carolina, everybody except the Outer Banks. The Outer Banks spared the worst of the heat thanks to the proximity of the ocean and then all the water around the sounds there. That little barrier string, of land that we have, those islands, they're in good shape relative to everybody else that will be sweltering as we go through the afternoon. Now, as we take a look at the temperatures, I think we're going to find the air temperatures climbing into the mid to upper 90s, but it's that humidity that contributes to what it's going to feel like. And the feels like temperatures by 1 o'clock, it'll feel like it's about 100 degrees, 99 or so. 102 by 2 o'clock, 103 by 3, up around 105 by 4 and 5. Lots of heat, and I still think mainly dry for much of the area, but as we get into the evening, we're not only going to see increasing clouds, but eventually some scattered showers or storms. Now, we could use some of that rain. We're going to talk about the relief coming, and we'll get into the drought monitor, but I want to let you know, temperatures, when they climb this high, pet owners need to be extra cautious. Meteorologist Hunter Forrest explains how hot is too hot for animals and how to keep your family and your animals safe when you go out on a walk.
If you're planning to take your pet for a walk during this stretch of hot weather, you may want to think twice before heading out in the middle of the day. Pavement temperatures can become dangerously hot for your pet's paws. On a sunny day with an air temperature of around 85 degrees, asphalt can heat up to nearly 130 degrees. If we hit 90 degrees outside, those temperatures can soar to around 140 degrees. And when air temperatures climb into the mid-90s, pavement can reach a scorching 155 degrees. Concrete heats up too, just not as quickly as asphalt. At 95 degrees, concrete temperatures can still reach around 140 degrees. A simple way to test is the 7-second rule. Place the back of your hand on the pavement for 7 seconds. If it's too hot for your hand, it's too hot for your dog. The safest times for walks are usually early in the morning or later in the evening when the sun is lower and pavement temperatures begin to cool down. Grass is also a much safer alternative than asphalt or concrete during extreme heat. For 13 News Now, I'm meteorologist Hunter Forrest.
Some very good information there. Remember to take care of your pets. They need cool places to sleep as well at night when it's still warm. They need a break from the heat, and plenty of cool water, always a necessity for our pets. All right, we're going to talk about the need for water across the country. This is the updated drought monitor. It just came in about an hour ago, and you can see across Hampton Roads, we have severe drought now, all of the south side and the peninsula. Once you get to the westernmost part of the south side Hampton Roads and really out towards the Piedmont, you start to pick up areas of extreme drought. This does include the western sections of Suffolk, right along the city line there into Isle of Wight, and then back into Southampton around the Franklin area. Sussex also with extreme drought. We have extreme drought down to the south across Bertie County, the southwest tip of Hertford, those areas off to the west, and then there's even worse drought conditions, exceptional drought around Raleigh. So the area needs rain. We're going to see chances here over the next 24 to 36 hours. Some areas doing a little bit better out to the west. I mentioned the southeast U.S. now getting more than enough rain and flooding rain with the remnants of Arthur spreading into this area, but this was exceptional, a handful of weeks ago. So the southeast doing much better. Out to the west, we've got our pockets of very dry weather continuing. That's the latest on the drought monitor. All right, we've got a quick break. When we come back, an incredible sight off the coast of Virginia Beach. We'll hear from the fishing crew that spotted this guy, and we're going to have more on our Harbor Fest weekend. Stay tuned. Welcome back to the Weather Desk. We told you yesterday a great white shark pinged off the coast of Virginia this week. This map from the nonprofit OCEARCH shows Ernst swimming near the shore on Monday. We're going to show you that ping in just a moment because we have something I think is even more captivating in some live video. A Virginia Beach fishing charter had a close call with a 15-foot great white shark. The entire thing captured on video. It happened on Monday, about 26 miles off the ocean front. Derek Lytle caught up with the crew about what it was like coming across the apex predator.
The boat you see leaving behind me is what the crew was on Monday when they saw the great white shark swim right up to their 30-foot boat. They imagine that it's about half the size of the boat was. They say it's a truly remarkable moment, a blessing to see, but also a nervous moment for the entire crew to take in.
Monday, Rec Dog Sports Fishing first mate Kenny Davis says you could hear a pin drop as he laid eyes on the great white shark swimming right up to the back of their boat.
You almost hear the person next to you breathing. It was for certain. Everybody was in awe. It was just one of those moments where it's like you're in a movie.
Davis says they were about 27 miles from Rudy Inlet at the Virginia Beach oceanfront near the offshore wind project. He says his jaw dropped when he saw the shark he says was roughly 15 feet in length.
Came up on the blind side of one of the turbines. And when I first seen him, I thought I was seeing things.
Davis immediately grabbed Bradley Gray, the owner of Rec Dog Sport Fishing, who says he didn't buy it at first until he moved to the back of the boat and saw the shark circle a second time.
A big wake come up. Kenny heard the wake, and we looked over there. Kenny said, "That's a great white." I said, "No, man, you're seeing stuff." And sure enough, he swam by the boat. It was 30 foot long, and like I said, he was almost half the length of the boat.
Davis says they were fearing the shark may do damage to the boat, leaving them stranded, or worse, they could become the bait of that day's fishing charter.
If I were to fall in that water, I'm not at the top of the chain anymore. Like, I can't outsmart that shark. You know, that's kind of a thing where the respect comes in too.
Davis says there's a special connection between fishermen and the ocean, and Monday was a day they won't soon forget. Another reason why we pray, I guess, is to see things like that. That was a true blessing, and
I don't know how to explain that.
Derek Lytle, 13 News Now.
All right, I'll remind you that was about 26 miles off of our coast, so nothing right there in the shallows. We do have a few longboarders looking for a wave or two. Here's a look at the beach forecast today. It's going to be warm even at the beaches, winds picking up. UV index very high, as you would imagine this time of year. Surf height 2 to 3 feet, and the water temperature at 73. The rip current threat is low. Now, we will find small craft advisories up for the bay and the ocean. Again, the sea's running 4 to 5 feet, so it's going to get a little choppy out there for small craft. We're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the weather impact alert for tomorrow and the potential rain plan for Sail250. Welcome back to the weather desk. All right, so we've got our weather impact alert for heat today. We've got Sail250, just a few of the beautiful ships. This picture taken last night, lower part of the bay. All the ships starting to come in. They will parade into our harbor tomorrow, and rain could impact Sail250, which is set to kick off tomorrow morning here in Norfolk. Organizers tell us the event is going to go on rain or shine. Lauren Morris has more on the rain plan for the festival.
You'll want to have rain gear, but pack light and check the rules for each venue. According to Naval Station Norfolk, umbrellas and ponchos are allowed. However, book bags and large totes are not permitted on the naval ships during tours. Regardless of the weather, the excitement is still growing for guests.
It's so much fun around these activities. We just don't enjoy them as much as we do. And because I'm raising kids here, I want them to be part of history.
Maybe we just don't get to enjoy the festival food as much as we would if it's rainy and icky, but I think we'll come anyway.
Rain or shine, we're coming out.
And vendors are prepping for the weekend ahead. Amy Brick and her family own Jungle Juice. They've participated in Harborfest for the past 28 years.
Weather looks fantastic. It's just a great weekend to celebrate a lot of things.
In a statement, Sail250 organizers say they will continue to monitor weather closely and will issue updates as needed. In Norfolk, Lauren Haley Morris, 13 News Now.
Thought I'd share one more picture, some of the ships getting ready to come in. Once these things are in port, they'll be lit up through the weekend, and we've got great weather to look forward to. But I want to talk about the chances for wet weather as we go through the overnight tonight. Again, a few stray storms. Some of these could be strong, possibly severe. And then tomorrow morning, I think we'll see some more scattered showers, maybe out to the west and off to the north. Look at this coming in, though, a little bit later in the morning as the ships are coming in. Showers are okay. We don't want thunderstorms, though, and there's a possibility of storms farther to the north. I'm hopeful maybe there'll be a little break around, Town Point Park and our harbor right there for the Parade of Sail. There will be a chance for a few passing storms later in the afternoon, but things clear out nicely for the upcoming weekend. And I just want to let you know, as we get into Saturday and Sunday, it's going to be awesome. So I think Friday night, Saturday, Sunday look good. Hopefully things work out well for the Parade of Sail. We'll be keeping a very, very close eye to that. There'll be more chances for showers or storms on Monday, most of the Father's Day weekend. Very pleasant, great entertainment out there at Sail250 and Harbor Fest over the weekend, both Friday, Saturday, the fireworks. Remember, we're going to have full extended coverage of the Parade of Sail on 13 News Now and the 13 News Now app. Scan the QR code and you'll get the app on your phone or TV, and you can stream all of our coverage for free. All right, I know there's a lot to go through today on the Weather Desk. I hope you enjoyed the show. Want everybody to be mindful of the hot conditions here in Hampton Roads and that chance for storms later this evening. We will look for improvements over the weekend. Unfortunately, a few showers tomorrow. We'll see you next time from the Weather Desk.